Semi-final matchup in the Crossfire Christmas One-Day Cup organised by Homie. It was Flower Power against ROZ. For Flower Power we had Jam, Fro, Bully, Twa, Homie and Faster. And for ROZ we had Viz, Elsa, H2O, Parcher, Mini and Murky. I was joined by the legendary man himself, Tosspot on the mic. Hope you enjoy this one because I definitely did.
We're going to do this. It's Beach. It's Flower Power versus ROZ. Merlinator and Tosspot. 3, 2, 1. We are fight. And on the Axis side will be ROZ. Let's see whether we can find our Panzer for them. They are not running with one. Bully will get that dynamite down on first door. So air support right behind him. Grenades raining in, but he will get it. Double spot fire kill comes in. And Faster and Bully out for the count, but they've done their job. Plenty of Axis bodies alive. Will they throw one over the wall? Looks like there is an engineer. No, it's H2O. He's a lieutenant. He's a medic, in fact. So they will not. They will lose the first door on the seawall, and Flower Power will slowly make their way over to the wall breach and try and get up there too.
So yeah, Flower Power starting pretty smooth. Obviously, the first two plants, it's just about the control. If ROZ can take it, they have managed to take down the 2 engineers on this wall breach. So Revive does come in, and they are going to be able to get that plant. So that's the first half of the map basically over, and they're now going to turn their attention to the flag.
Yeah, they got that flag quickly as well. The distraction of that plant on the right allowed them to get someone can get the flag. They self-killed, all spawned up, and they are already up into the middle of the map, flying their way down the back stairs. Axis having to retreat straight away down to the documents, and that is a really quick time to lose the middle of the map. Not able to put any defense up, and let's say, oh, Mini with a grenade that bounces back on himself. He's having to retreat onto the documents. He's got a lieutenant chasing him in. It's Bully and TWA. There are 3 players for Flower Power. It is Homie, the man of the cup, to run these documents away. They wants to go short. There is some Axis resistance there. In fact, there's quite some Axis resistance there. One medic is trying to mow him down, and Homie, though, will put him down on his tracks. Homie in trouble, and the objective's picked up by a lieutenant. We are down to 2 or 3 players, and that one medic has cleaned house. Who was it who got all of those kills? It was H2O.
H2O, yeah. So nice play from H2O. I saw Homie get a couple of team frags in. They're not ideal, but the respawn is actually going to come in with Axis. I don't know if they know the Allied spawn, and the Allies are going to spawn in as well. So just a reset, and we're going to see what the Allies can do now, pushing towards that breach area to spot.
Yeah. Important there for ROZ that they were able to push out from the documents back up into the top of the map, and now they've got 2 players coming in through the seawall breach who've actually picked up a kill. Homie is with them. The one moving down the stairs. Homie's actually going to try and save his buddy who was running down that stairs. Panzerfaust comes in, and didn't I think the Flower Power player killed himself before he fired? I don't know. But I'm following Homie as he goes down the back stairs, and
he's got support as well.
Yeah. Big movement coming here. Axis know it's coming and will push down towards the documents as well. TWA and Homie to go up against... Who is that down there? Bully's trying to actually clean out. H2O is in a good position at the bottom of the stairs. The Axis have lost the radio room. They've got 3 players on the stairs. They've got the documents isolated downstairs as well. But they are pincered, these 3 players. And let's see what they can do. Doc's still with TWA. And Homie is down on the bottom floor as well. TWA has gone all the way up the back stairs, though. He's got reinforcements. The Allied players trying to move this out over the top of the map and run it in towards that radio room. Axis players there, 2 of them in the radio room now, dropping grenades out. Fire for effect is down outside, but there are 4 or 5 Allied bodies firing in. Panzer from Fro knocks down one of the Axis, but a whole swarm of MP45 doing damage in that radio room. Nowhere for the Allies to move in just now. 4:25 on the clock, still plenty of time for the Allies to pick their frags and move their way in. But one Axis player is going to charge the documents. It's Viz, and TWA is on his own, but has reinforcements coming. And now let's see where those Flower Power boys can get in. Panzerfaust shoots short. Murky gets 1 kill. And the documents stay stationary again. Mel, how do they get out of this one?
Well, they're being very patient. I like this. They're waiting for the gap. They're waiting for the opening. It hasn't come yet, but the artilleries from the Axis are really, really good. Artilleries are fantastic on a defensive team, obviously, just to slow down your opponent a lot. And that's what they're doing. They're slowing him down for the next respawn. We are seeing Fro pick up quite a few kills, and the objective is moving. Oh, it's nearly in. How did he get that far?
TWA was being chased from the back, so he kept running across the top. and in the end got wedged up against the wall, could go nowhere with it. Flower Power now going to pick up those documents once again in the shape of Jam, and he will make his way the long way. He knows there are some axes up in the radio room, and will go up the back to the top. Elsa is out there, and he's picked up a frag onto Fro. He's taking a lot of damage from across the top of the map there, and it will be shots coming through. Documents have made their way up to the top of the stairs with Jam, and now two ally players will try to clear out the radio room as they move in. Fast will be the first one, kind of a lamb to the slaughter there. His lieutenant didn't really help him out, and now here come the documents, and there is a transmission from Jam. Clock set at 5:05, and Flower try again. They get there in the end.
Well, that's how to play Beach. That is definitely how to play Beach. We're looking at the scores at the end. It was pretty even. 36 frags to 32, but it's going to be Jam to run it home. But that is exactly how you play it. You play it patient. ROZ did really well. I did sort of question their communication on defense is a big thing, and they got the artilleries off. They slowed them down. They gave themselves a chance to drain some time off their own spawn time, so they didn't get full, because it's all about spawn control for the Allied team. And 5 minutes isn't too bad, Tosspot. 5 minutes isn't too bad at all.
I think both teams happy with that time. Plenty to work with. I will say from ROZ, after they lost the first stage, they had no middle stage defense. It was just let them have the docks and cover the war room, which is a small area to hold on. But as you say, they were patient. They were set up for the war room. For the radio room defense. And we'll see. But here we go once again. Who's your money on, Merl, for this one?
It's going to be really, really tough. But I'm probably going to go with ROZ. I'm going to see how ROZ can do on this one.
All right.
Just this first round, because I wasn't expecting how well they did on that defense. Beach is very hot.
Well, we are going to get this back underway. Warwich's voice echoes in the background, and we are live in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The old Wolf TV countdown sync is a hard habit to shake. Panzer from Fro does get himself a kill before he falls to his death. FFEs are down on both dynamite plants with some grenades raining in. There was a yellow dynamite on the wall, but it's not going to go anywhere. Bully's artillery did the job. Took himself down as well. Yellow dynamite goes in on the door. But there's two Axis players who are going to try and pick off that engineer. They do. Revive comes in onto Parcher for a mini, and Parcher now is going to quench his thirst.
Close.
As he picks up the dynamite.
So they haven't got the plant on the wall. It does look like they're going to try and go for that boost, but they are well on top of that, the Axis team. They're not going to allow them to get that early flag grab. Obviously, you can just dominate the Axis team if they don't let them get set up on that back spawn. So the attention's going to be turned towards the wall now, and they're just going to wait until the door blows. Kind of standard, but already 4 minutes on the clock. I love Beach. I love Beach.
I mean, Beach is possibly the greatest multiplayer map ever made. It's between probably this and DM6 for me. Dynamite goes down on the seawall breach now, and the Allies have a flag to grab. Support fire tossed out by a self-killing Axis, and the ROZ team still pushed further back. The Flower Power side have done a really good job of just holding them at arm's length, and have held these objectives for much longer than their opponents did. Dynamite about to blow on the seawall breach. That'll open them up to attack from both places. But Flower have so far held on to that flag very well. Mini will collect it now, and they're going to throw themselves in here, the ROZ side, try and take it down before they kill out. They do. Ally spawn right on top of the Axis here. I assume there's an Axis respawn coming. Yes, there is. Look at the instant tap out there. One lieutenant still firing down. That's Faster, who drops down some shots, and he is in need of some medical support, because if he gets picked off here, he's out for a long time. He survives. Allied coming up the top. Faster goes for the shot onto H2O and gets it. Can he follow up with the Gib? Reloads, and eventually that attack will come to naught.
So yeah, again, nice play. The respawn's going to come in again. Strikes on the respawn as well, and it's just going to force the Allied team to push around towards the wall. They didn't actually have the flag. So 2.5 minutes, 30 seconds to get to the flag. They wasted an entire spawn of the Allied team to just push them back, make them spawn on that beach. And there's so limited time left on beach that every flag grab is just such a frustration for the Allied team.
Frustration is the word. When that happens, you're just so pissed off. 2 minutes and 15 to go. They do have an opportunity here, but Flower Power nicely pushed up, and this is looking good. We're on board with H2O as he comes up short towards the radio room. He gets himself frag number 1, and there is a second one for him there. No, Homie will be there with his MP40, and Homie has a buddy. There's a Panzer coming out of the hole, and it takes out everything, including himself and a teammate. The Axis, though, are respawning. I don't know. Potch is going to go through. Flower Power, yeah, the Axis are respawning now. Question is that Panzer going to do anything about it? No. Jam takes him down. He was on the stairs trying to wipe out a long spawn there for the Axis side. There was Potch, I think, going down the back. Yes, he has done, and he's collected it. Flower Power have 1 minute 35 to hold on here, and Bully is covering short, but someone has picked up that departure. It's Jam who's done it, and now Flower might consider just dropping back. Someone's going down for that flag, and it was Homie who was picked off right before he respawns, and 1:17 to go.
This is it. This is their last push. That spawn just there has to go down and come back up. They haven't got much time. They are starting to push towards these back stairs. I think they're getting quite a big grouping. I'm probably going to see Flower go massively defensive in the basement now.
They just need to hold them back. 2 players waiting for him. Grenade comes out. Just 4 points of health left on Elsa. And Elsa needs someone to help him build a snowman, if you will, as Bully is going to go through. Now we'll have Viz picking up a Thompson frag onto Homie. Fro is down as well. 40 seconds left on the clock. This is going to go right down. Viz has himself another kill as they will push in as the Allies revive chain in towards the documents, but they don't have much time, and one pesky Axis player is there blocking him. Can they chase him out? It's just a lieutenant. It's Bully. He's down. 30 seconds left to go. Objectives are picked up as the Panzerfaust comes into the radio room. The Allies maybe have control of the radio room now. There are 2 medics there. Again, the documents are making their way up short. Here comes Homie. Homie to save the day. Oh, in fact, there are 3 players there. It's the double Panzer from Fro that cleans them out. Objective secure with just 9 seconds left. And that's a rip-roaring end to the map.
They had this small gap. My heart was pounding. They had a very, very small gap. And I think it was just a slight hesitation from H2O. If he just pushed up, tried to push through, he only had 10 seconds left. But you couldn't call that. It was too tight. You asked me at the beginning who would win. I mean, it could have gone either way. That's RTCW though. That's RTCW.
That's the magic of RTCW. I'm cheering for Homie. I'm not. He's the one who put this all together. And he's the one. If you're to some of those players who have, who you're seeing in chat. There's one guy who has been chatting a fair bit, MS06 Borjanen, who's been in chat kind of saying he wasn't around in the community in the early days and is happy to see it. Homie is keeping a YouTube channel with some of the classic matches up to date. He synced them with shoutcasts and so on. So check that out because he's keeping the legacy alive.
So the next round has started. And we are going to have ROZ on the attack first this time. Obviously, they're going to be setting the clock, basically, to see how much they have to defend for. 5 minutes and 1 second was what was set against them by Flower. And we are going to see the early plant going down at this wall area. Nice nade over the top. Isn't going to connect. And we are going to see that early plant on the wall. So the attention is going to be turned towards the door now, Tosspot.
Yes, H2O is going to lead his charge in. Has Murky as well. 2-3... Allied players finish off that plant, and this is a much quicker first stage from ROZ as they will look to boost over Murky. Potch is there as well, but the Axis have respawned and are down there. They are waiting to be panzered under that netting, but it's not going to happen. And the self-kill will come in. And what I like about this Flower Power team, Merl, is like this is a multi-stage Axis defense. They have a little bit of everything, and they are trying to buy as much time as they can.
Yeah. You know, there's the wall, there's the flag, there's up top. Beach is just, I don't know how well they made this map. It's just such a classic. And it's so short, it's so aggressive. Everyone's just racing. As you're going to see H2O run to the flag. He is going to get in time. No, the Panzer comes in. It was only a one-man and is going to hold off the flag grab. And that was probably worth it, as all the allies are going to spawn back on the beach.
Yeah, and yeah, to the point of the multi-stage and how they made it, actually coming up long is 3 players. Panzerfaust comes in from Murky, wipes himself out, does take down 1 Axis. There are 3 players there who can maybe push it, but there are 2 Axis players still controlling this top deck. And The revive chain only goes so far. The last medic, Viz, is just making sure no Axis pushes down to try and grab the flag. And they'll reset and start again. To your point about how strong this map is, 40-second respawn time on Axis is a bold move from whoever made this. Like, that is long for such a small map, and it adds such a dynamic to it. But it's spot on, and this is just such a great creation.
Big push down the back stairs from Allies. They've got 3-4 players making their way down. And it does look like ROZ are going to be able to get control of the basement. And they nearly had a Panzer in position at the radio, so that would have been perfect. There is one player in position in that basement. They'll probably just delay trying to get their teammates involved. It's actually going to be 2 Axis players. So we should see a grab very soon.
Should see a grab. Axis still have 2 players up in the radio. Throw from Flowers making his way down. He has the Panzer. He's looking for that allied movement as his teammate TWA holds players back. Parcher has 2 kills on the back. TWA will go through. They have no idea where Fro is. Fro is waiting for more players to line up. Hits 2, and that will put an end to that attack. Will it? No, there's still 1 allied medic keeping it alive and keeping that revive chain going. Parcher is the one doing a lot of damage. Grenade from Fro doesn't quite do enough, but he has dropped a grenade on his body as he goes down. Charging in his H2O and his ACP, doing all the damage, but TWA is there. There are 2 allied medics. They have no bullets between them. Neither does the 3rd Axis with his Luger, and it's TWA somehow still alive. Those 2 allies just will not go down, and they will pick up those documents and move them out. H2O has them, and he will go the long way. There's been a double grenade kill elsewhere, and Flower have fallen all the way back to the radio room where they have 3 bodies. Elsa dropping grenades in on the radio rooms, and Homie is at the top of the stairs. Big grenade comes in. H2O moving those documents up the stairs. There is an Axis or 2 around him, though, and he will now quickly push them up. It's all clear, and he runs them home and sets a time of 3:45. Great play, H2O.
Really great play. He only had 3 bullets left. I was just like, how is he going to do this? Homie, I don't think Homie expected him to push up. Homie was almost surprised that he was standing next to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Look how even the frags are again. 52 to 54. I did say these 2 teams is going to be ultra close, and if ROZ don't come out on top on this round, they'll be kicking themselves. 3 minutes 45. Anything sub 4 minutes on beach, you're loving it. A defuse here adds so much time to the clock. A flag grab, massive.
What is the... and we won't see it again now. What was that Flower Power team defense missing that allowed ROZ through that time?
I think it was just a long defense. They got kind of caught out. Those 2 guys got overpowered on the top of that long stairs, and it's really hard to recover, mainly because of what you highlighted before, the 40-second spawn time.
All right, we are back underway. And the double sniper is trying to rain down on the Axis, trying to block those dynamites going through. 1 is in. Seawall breach is dynamited, but we will have the yellow fade out for the main gate. Another dynamite gets dropped down from Jam, and a combo of those FFEs and double sniper have done a great job of pushing the Axis back. 3:11 on the clock. Round 1 on beach went to the Flower Power, and we'll find out in 3 minutes whether they can make that 2.
They have got the two plants down, obviously. There's not going to be any diffusers coming in, so no frustration there. They're going to go for the boost. Nice snipe there from Elsa just to stop that boost coming over the top. Homie is very much known for the sneaky jump plays, the fast movement. So if he gets those hands on the docks, he can be very speedy with them.
Still no flag for that allied side as they nade up into the forward bunker. Pick themselves up a kill, and now 3 or 4 players move in. Any explosive would do them damage, but the Axis instead self-kill. They know they have a long time out. Not much of a, as a former Panzer on beach defense, there have been a few opportunities here, and I think that the Firepower team are a little too comfortable, a little too grouped. There's the Panzer coming in from someone, but I think it was Fro on the Allied side, as Foster is going to make his way fastly down the back as he goes down those back stairs and will force an Allied regroup, or an Axis regroup.
He's going to run into some Axis here. H2O is very quick on dropping down before last round. Less than 2 minutes remaining. The big kill out comes in though. H2O's here, surely. No,
Well,
he's actually going to make his way towards the back stairs.
Fastest problem is they've lost the flag as well. 2 players pushed down to get it. He's going to run it in, and they're just going to... He's going to keep it in the vents and say, you know what, I'm going to wait until reinforcements come, because they can't get him here. Double Panzer from Murky elsewhere gets 2 Flower players down. He hears players coming down, and he knows someone's coming to find him, but it's H2O who's down. Got it to just 1 point of health. And watch his H2O's body. Oh, reinforcements for H2O, and it's Parcher who get it. And actually, I think Fro killed himself right before then, did he? And now Homie drops down those back stairs, falls onto H2O's MP40. And he'll be out for the spawn. Panzer shot across the top, doesn't quite connect from Fro. H2O is on these back stairs somewhere, but Fro will go down with his nade. And the Axis team now move through. Fro is going to move that Panzerfaust through the vents. He needs another 10 seconds or so for the charge, but be aware that they will combine this as they wait through. Grenade pushes back a couple of those players, and it will be Bully who gets a revive from TWF getting picked off by H2O. Wait for that Panzer noise to come in from the war, and there it was. Fro cleans out the defense from the back, and the documents will get picked up by Bully, who has 50 points of health and 14 bullets to go and 30 seconds to make some magic happen. Viz is hard on his tails with the MP40, even picked off Fro. He runs up those back stairs. I'm waiting to hear someone, but there's no one there. Bully's still moving, and Bully will now run those documents out on top where there are a lot of ROZ players. Couple MP40 shots fired across in vain, but only 11 seconds for him to go. If he can't pull his home, it'll tie it up, and he's been dropped down by Mini, and that will be the map, and it'll be all tied up as Flower Power's lead is cut down, and ROZ ties up going into map number 2.
Really well played from ROZ. Really, really well played. The big thing I said about it at the beginning in terms of communication, not a problem. Not a problem at all. So Frostbite is going to be really good because both of these teams, I would say, massively experienced on Frostbite. Beach, they're not their main maps, but Frostbite, they know exactly what they're doing. And like I said, Homie can do the jumps. He can get over back. So that always adds that like sneaky element to the gameplay.
This is going to be a quick map. And Frost, you can't really ask for more fun maps than these two, or more action-packed maps than these two. Frostbite and Beach, and the runs you get on them, like this is an advert for RTCW right here.
Oh yeah, dock runs. It's all about dock runs. That's what makes RTCW so great. I always talked about it doesn't matter what level of RTCW you watched. You could watch 2 teams that weren't that great. It's just RTCW itself was just so entertaining to watch. But when you have good teams doing it as well, even better.
I lost you for a second there, Merl.
Can you hear me?
You with us? Oh, yep. It's just Discord time now. The struggle I have, if you look back at it, you say it's entertaining to watch. I think if you don't play it, it's hard to follow. I think that's the challenge. I watched an ET stream, I can't remember when. It's like, actually, this is quite challenging to follow. And that is the difficulty that the game would face in today's world. But there's 170 people in the Twitch channel watching. That was a good Wolf TV night back in the day. I think RTCW in the Twitch years would have given other esports a run for its money.
Oh, definitely. Especially if it was, what everyone dreams of. A new updated graphical version. Everyone's talking about. Well, everyone always talks about that. And I think it would, just the team-based element it's unmatched, even now. Like 15, nearly 20 years later, there hasn't been a game that's come out that's just had such a heavy team-based element.
What frustrates me is the Quake 3 engine had the potential to be a modern-day game engine. If you look at Call of Duty, it still runs on a modified base engine that has some of the Quake 3 elements to it. There's a more technical explanation than what I gave. Like, there is the potential for it. It just takes money and takes belief. If you threw on a web-based interface on the front of this with profiles, different game modes, the raw quality of the game, I think a lot of people would still want to play.
Yep, non-power microtransactions like skins and stuff like some of these games have in terms of just being able to make a developer money at the same time. I'm all for that personally. It's optional, so. I don't know. I don't think there is a team-based game out there right now. CSGO is just so different. It's so different. And it's pretty much the only team-based shooting game.
I
even
guess.
Quake. I mean, have you seen the new Quake? Very different to what I was used to with Quake.
Quake Champions actually isn't bad. I cast QuakeCon last year. 2017. And it's not bad. I like the ideas that they put behind it to try and innovate Quake. It needed work back then. I've not followed it this year. But it's not a bad version of Quake. It's just not necessarily the version of Quake everyone wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But it's nice to see some of the old names still playing, you know. Who won Quake? It was the young gun.
I think Rafa won earlier this year.
Was it Claws? The one you casted? Was it Claws? Can't remember who won. But it was nice to see just all the old names coming back. Oh, here we go.
We are going to get this underway. Frostbite. We're all tied up. This map will decide us. Oh, no, it won't, actually. We do have a third if need be. ROZ starting on the Axis side, and we'll see what they can throw up. Expect something explosive from these two teams. As, straight up the ladder will go Jam, and he'll see the red smoke, the red mist of that Axis support fire. Panterfaust whines but doesn't connect, and the Dynamite will be followed by Frost. No, well, Murky gets there just in the nick of time, and there will be no movement this round, or this attack. Second spawn from the Allies. They'll push in. Bully tosses the Dynamite down. There are grenades about to be inbound from Murky. His first one just doesn't quite get over the lip. The Panzer is too late, and the door will be opened, you would think, as there are no Axis engineers.
Yeah, they definitely have to plant that lower area. Pushing up this ladder is just, I mean, you can see, it's just going into a sawmill, basically. They're not going to be able to get through. Big Panzer's going to be lined up here for Murky. Oh, he only gets one. That could have been three.
You'd have hit that, Merl. You'd have hit that.
Maybe. You would have.
Well, yes. Flower Power pushing in. 3 players going down the bottom. It's faster than I'm on board with as he watches his teammate's death and follows suit as H2O collects. And that's 3 unanswered frags for ROZ as they follow up with some Gibbs as well. This self-kill will come any second, and they will respawn up at the front. And you see a next wave of Allied assault coming in. Murky's double Panzer. Dispatches of Faster and TWA, though there was a revive on one, and they push out, and actually this ROZ defense is looking pretty resolute right now. 3 frags to the Flower Power side, push them, advance them forward towards that flag, but Jam is caught in among those bottom crates. Allies capture the upper complex and move on, and the Axis spawn right on top of them. I think some of those Axis Allied players didn't self-kill in time and are not perfectly set up for this attack, but we'll see. Homie's the one who's going to push through Axis spawn, revives his teammate, now charges down to get the kill, does do so. Grenade on his body, though, is going to take it down his teammate. It's Mini's grenade, and Bully goes down. Here comes Homie. Can he finish up the kill as he goes towards the documents? No is the answer, but Allied players pushing across the courtyard. It's TWA's grenade up towards the documents, pushing. In fact, grenades fly past one another in the air, and Flower Power quite rightly self-kill and regroup.
So the plant has gone down on service, so obviously that's going to open up another entrance towards that objective. And I'd say it's the key entrance. It's very hard to push on that spawn side. You can slow it down heavily with nades. You're going to respawn on them as well. Big Panzer from Murky as well. But they're still getting towards that objective. There is one player. He's going to be able to pick it up. Who is that? He's so fast. It's got to be Homie. It's got to be Homie.
It is. Good call, Mel. As both teams self-kill, and we will have now one final dock push with Homie, and 7 minutes on the board. FFE is down on the radar. Homie's still flying, but we'll have to divert back to the Allied spawn tent and wait for his teammates to clear the area out. Only one Axis. Oh, big double Panzerfaust from Murky wipes out Homie. Faster is gone as well, and now there's only one Allied to support it. Grenade will chase it away, but it somehow doesn't go far enough. Flower Jam is still there. 2-3 Allied players now with the documents as they look to clean out the radio room. Faster is the one who quickly drops down, makes sure there's nothing there, and he will give the all clear. But Axis players are still alive and chasing from behind. Where are the documents? The documents are down at the foot of the stairwell. It's Parcher's double MP40 frag that gets it. TWA is still there.
Ooh.
Parcher's triple frag will save the day. He came from behind. I just didn't see him coming from behind. He got 2 MP40s, 1 Luger frag, and saves the day. Well, what did you see?
That was a huge frag because they actually had 3 out for full spawn, the Axis. So it was basically had to be saved with that 3-man from Parcher. Otherwise, it was done. They had one other player alive, and he was shooting from long range. You know, the night sniper spot, Matthias sort of area.
Ha. That was their moment. That would have been a great time set, and they weren't quite able to get it. ROZ eventually picked back the flag as well, right on spawn. It was, I think it was Elsa who pushed forward, put an FFV down up on the flag capture as well, and just instantly in one move buys himself, or buys his team, probably 60 seconds. And Fro and his Panzer make his way up. Allies have captured that flag. Fro will whine but not fire. And Bully is the one who's gone and picked up 2 Thompson kills. Fro's Panzer in the end makes sure that Parcher can't collect that flag, and Flower Power will try again. How did they break through?
Well, they broke through somehow. I don't know. Murky got a 4-man Panzer kill. I've got no idea how they managed to bypass that. They are pushing down service. There are Axis in position, but they have reclaimed the flag. That's the frustration and the beauty of the flags in RTCW.
Yeah. Frustration. I can imagine what I would be saying on comms right now.
Got it back again. Oh, God.
Axis well set up now as well. They've got a 25-second respawn, or 20-second respawn. They'll pick up some kills, self-kill, and either fall back or they'll lay claim to it. This is set up nicely for them.
Nice Panzer.
Good play from Fro. Key for this Axis side is just get some Gibbs. Or just get all the kills. But both teams respawn and are set up for this next phase. You feel you're going to need to see some more big Panzers from Fro if they're to wipe out this Axis defense. Frags come in from Mini, H2O. There's the line of the Panzer from Murky as he gets himself one. Drops a grenade on the body of the person he killed, but does not get the Gib. And now Bully will push up through Axis spawn, collects the kill onto Elsa, and now is pushing through. He's got the headshot. Oh, big kill onto Parcher. Nice play from Bully. Needs a lot of health as he moves on, and he collects an ammo bag for his trouble. He's got reinforcements. There are 2 ally players moving this forward. He revives his teammate, and they will, in a moment, have to deal with 2 respawning ally players. They don't get the Gib on that Axis lieutenant, though, who will get revived by Mini. But they will move the documents down service, and Faster will do exactly that, and Fastly move it towards the flag, as he has plenty of bullets and plenty of friends to move those documents away and back towards that first active spawn. But who's waiting for him? Grenade from Murky does the damage. Mini's there. Mini's going to hold those documents. Why has he not returned them? Why did he not return them? TWA picks it up, and there are 3 ally players to escort him forward. In fact, make that a 4th who's now over at the transmitter, a 5th over at the transmitter. If he can beat this FFE, he should be able to run it home. He doesn't think he can beat that fire for effect and returns all the way home, and the Flower Power team lacking a little confidence, you might think, after what happened earlier. They will move these documents through. It is TWA. There is a grenade in his path, but he runs past the firing bullets and into the transmitter, and the clock is set at 7:21.
Really, really nice. Again from ROZ. I think Flower probably could have done it 2-3 minutes earlier. There was that run from Homie. They had the opportunity where they got shot in the back as well by Parcher. I think that was a massive save from Parcher. That was almost a definite time. It was a 4 or 5 on 2. They had multiple out for full spawn. But 7 minutes on here on Frostbite is a really good time to attack against now.
Yeah, they'll feel like they got a lot of time. And also, if you look at... you say that Homie could have run those in earlier. I thought that, I forget who it was from ROZ who was right on top of it. He could have returned them right at the end. So in the end, there's 7 minutes, probably a bit of a compromise between the different opportunities that happen. Fro's Panzer wipes out Murky, but only momentarily. And Flower need to, who was it poked his head out there? Bully poked his head out the top of the stairs and had it chopped off by Viz's Thompson. Panzer from the Allied side doesn't connect. Dynamite goes down. Support fire tossed in by the Axis side. Will not get any kills, and they'll have a run up the stairwell now. Big grenade from H2O. That's big. Separated the Axis defense, and they now need to push out and see what else they can get some kills of their own. Bully is doing exactly that. Murky's Panzer doesn't connect with anyone in the flag room, and the Axis will now throw a support fire down towards the logs. It separates the Allies out once more. And they have 3 players coming up the stairwell. Main door blown. And another missed Panzer from Murky. He's fired so many in there. Bully, big support fire combined with Faster. That's 3 players down. And Firepower look good in this first stage.
Yeah, they're looking really strong. Once you've got control of this first stage, you get into that rhythm of just getting strikes on the spawn. It's really, really hard to break down, especially if you're losing 1 or 2 players every time you respawn. Look at all the flags right now for Flower. It's just massive.
How do you break this, Merl?
Sometimes you have to do it in multiple spawns and just take your time to try and force them to kill out. And push into that lower area mainly, I'd say. Use the Panzer, utilize the Panzer heavily. Like that.
Yeah, Murky's double kill, though. It's right on an Axis respawn time, though, so they'll feel good as they come back. In fact, the Axis self-killed and decided they're going to concede this first stage. And fell all the way back. Faster just is at the back, making sure no one comes out of there. And now you see the Axis pushed up nicely. There's, oh! Murky's Panzer got Bully. Flower think there might be a flag to grab here, and they're going to make their move in, but Parcher's grenade was waiting for. And they go through. Service door dynamite is down, and look where Faster and his support fire are. He's going to sit on top, trying to make this difficult, but didn't quite have his timing right. But they got that flag. I didn't see that, and that pushed the Allies back further.
Yeah, Fro did it. Yeah, he didn't have the charge on his Panzer, but he does fire in that lower area. Really nice. So Fro with the recovery, and it does look like you're going to hold it for another spawn as well.
I think right now it's kind of a battle of different Panzers. Murky is not connecting with his hits, and Fro is regularly picking up the 1, the 2 kill, plus a grenade kill, and he's just being a pain in the Allied backside. Now, any Panzer on in this game is going to have a hard time with you and I casting, as we'll certainly give them a critique or two.
They're doing well. I think that they're, especially Murky, because he's not a Panzer. He's only Panzering because he's got high ping. So it does look like they're going to get the flag. And I think Murky just missed spawn on that slash kill, so they're not going to have a Panzer for this push. But they have breached the service door, so you're going to see Parch and H2O make their way that way.
4 minutes to go. Parcher leading the charge down the service door, gets himself a pickup onto TWA, and with his last bullet picks off Faster. Parcher is a top fragger here for the ROZ team. He has been a real thorn in the Allied side, and Flower reduced to falling all the way back on top of the documents, but they have managed to survive attacks on both sides. They have 1 player left standing, and he ain't standing no more. Documents are... Mini thought he... Did he think he picked them up? I think he thought he had picked them up, and didn't realize that they were still down by the side of the table. Now he goes and gets them, but it's Fro's Panzer who pushes it up. And the Axis return the docks. They've held the Allied up by the grenade, but there aren't a lot of Axis bodies around those docks. In fact, it's just the one that is Bully. And now Elsa... Oh, and Elsa's picked off there by Jam's MP40. Sorry to cut you off, Merl, but Viz will surely get them. No incoming Axis players will return them. It's Jam that gets there, but the revive chain will get going, and there will be 3 Allied players to come again down that service corridor. Panzer whines, Panzer's waiting, Fro gets it. Axis reclaim the upper complex as well, and they have, if they can just weed out this last attack. Oh no, the Allies have got it back. They would have bought themselves some time. 2.5 minutes to go, Merl. Where's your money?
I'd probably say it's got to be on Flower with just the amount of time remaining, but ROZ are getting there. They've had their chances, and they're just putting on a lot of pressure. Here it is.
Push up to the docks as there are 2 Allied players, 3 Allied players there. They mow down that 1 Axis, and it will be H2O who runs the way past service. Is there to be a whine of a Panzer that comes through? No. Allies will get it through the documents, through the door just about, and make its way over towards the flag. The Panzer is with Murky. He waits for anyone coming out, but there are too many bullets for him to go there. Documents now past the flag. Triple support fire from Elsa elsewhere has done the damage. Surely they'll be able to run this one home. They're waiting for the all clear, which Murky will look to give. There are 2 players there. Support fire from Faster only takes down 1. No Panzer to stop Fizz, who runs it home. The Panzer comes in 5 seconds too late, and that triple support fire stops anything from the Axis team getting over towards that radio.
Really, really nice from ROZ. Really nice. Did you say Mini just jumped over the objective? They had so many chances to get that away, But it was that last push. 3 medics making it towards the objective. Look at the frags. 32 for Murky. He's not a Panzer. He's literally just playing Panzer because of his 100 ping. And also, like you said, Parcher's shooting really well. Again, 100 ping. He is from America, so they're doing really well on the European server.
Parcher's not just shooting well, he's getting important frags. He's getting the frags on the document, on beach. He was getting the frags right in the nick of time. Like, he's getting some big kills. So for someone that I've not heard of before, much love. So if you're just joining us, this is semi-final number 2. The winner of this will go on to face one of KIH and I think Dog.
Yeah.
Dog. Yep. Woohoo! And we have just one round left for the Flower Power side if they want to be one of those teams, because they are down 2-1. And we'll see. Nice to see some familiar names in the chat here. You're listening to Merlinator and Tosspot. And Merl, please put your money. Are we going to the third map?
I think ROZ are going to clean. I think they're going to get a really fast time here. That's what I'm putting my money on.
All right. Let's see. Is Merlinator to be a rich man? Is he going to spend all those bits? Bully picks himself up a support fire. Panzer from Murky then self-kills him, but Homie's double support fire will stop the dynamite plant. And a follow-up Panzer, I think, took out an engineer too. So they'll buy some time and they'll just ray grenades down on the plant spot. And another dynamite is tossed in. There's actually no explosive on it. The support fire will be too late, and the dynamite get planted. Just a quick gap in the explosives on that dynamite plant, and the Allied side got in and out.
So Fro is in position on this respawn. He's going to wind up and he's going to shoot into the house. It's only going to be able to pick up one. That's an easy 3 or 4.
Axis engineer. It's Faster. Faster's going to get the defuse. Sorry, Mel.
And that's good. That's good. It's all good.
And that will add more time onto the door for Flower, and we'll see whether ROZ can make it up the stairwell. They have 5 players at the bottom of it. Fro, the Flying Panther, can get there. Can they get the flag before the Allies spawn? Well, no, they can't. 2 bodies trying to throw themselves at it, and the Allies end up spawning back. Not a lot of an Axis setup right now to stop this next dynamite, and it will go in. The Axis spawn was a little too far off, and now the support fires come in. Engineer will sit on it and try and blow it and stop it from blowing up, and does exactly that.
So I think we should scrap that quick time that I was predicting.
Oh, Murky double hit. And yeah, the quick time was all down to Flower's push to get that defuse. Big move there. Panzer comes in, Axis self-kill, and will respawn, and we reset up for this middle stage.
They are going to get their hands on the flag, so the attention's going to be turned towards service. Get that plant down. They do not want any engineer, coming in and defusing that. They've already had 2 minutes, another 20-30 seconds added to the clock because of that. They are obviously the advantage at the moment because they're only setting a time to win. It doesn't matter if they get full health as long as they defend for that time.
You still there, Mel?
Yep.
Oh, sometimes Discord cuts you off, I think. Here we go. Fro with the Panzerfaust picks himself up the kill onto H2. Parcher is down as well. Flower have a hat full of frags as that service door gets blown, but Jam was the one who pushed forward, collected the flag, and stopped the recapture. And you know what? Flower are doing everything they can to make Merl a poor man with that quick time bet as they frustrate their opponents here and push forward. There'll be Ulcer to move in. He, in the end, moves back from that support fire and eventually gets out of harm's way. 2-3 Allied players at the top of that stairwell. Will be Bully who's doing all the damage, though. And the Axis side survive a good Allied attack. And there are 6:40 left on the clock. And look who's behind the Allies, tossing the support fire down and then self-killing. But his support fire did some damage. Mini got picked off. And Flower are having fun right now.
They're utilizing the spawn time really well. They're going aggressive right at the end. They're pushing out and just slowing down the Allied push. breaking up the attack, sometimes taking 2 or 3 out. Now we've got Faster on the respawn again, doing exactly what he did the last round, the last spawn.
Double Panzer from Murky cleans up Fro and Bully, and Flower self-killed out, and will push through. The FFEs or the support fire held the ally back. They will be back in position as well. And sometimes the spawn time, as you were saying, that it can just be in your favor, and it's kind of rotten luck that right now this, the allies, the Axis are spawning, or they have a cycle of spawns where they can self-kill and get back to the flag before the allies can do anything about it. Murky's Double Panzer wipes out 2 Flower players, and the return fire from Fro was too little too late. The allies do now have that flag, but there are only 5 minutes and 35 seconds left to go.
While spawn times do have a big effect, you have to play right to the spawn time, and Flower are playing it perfectly on that first stage. And they're reclaiming the flag every time, because this spawn time is really beneficial for that first stage. But now we're moving on to the back stages, and let's see what they can do. Obviously, they're pushing forward. Fro's going to go for that flag. He is going to get taken down, so it is going to be I think the first full attack from the flag for the Flower team, for the ROZ team, Tosspot.
Wow. Well, here we go. 3 players make their way down the service route, and they are met by 2 Axis bombarders as they rain Luger shots down the corridor. Grenade about to be thrown onto one of those bodies as well, but I think he was still invulnerable, and flying through invulnerability is Mini, pushing up, looking to get himself a kill. Grenade comes in. Mini, in fact, wiped himself out. Allies have another player coming from the other side. That is Parcher, who has those docks and is going to run them away. There's not a bullet between the 3 of those medics, but they are out of there, and Parcher will move it towards the flag.
Oh.
Murky wipes out 2. Elsa wipes out another 2. And Flower Power are down on numbers, and they should be able to, the ROZ team should be able to run this one home now without much of an issue. Their post-capture play was fantastic. The last man is picked off by Minis Thompson, and it will be H2O to run those docks home. Sorry, Parcher to run those docks home and set the clock at 5:47. You said, Merl, this was the first attack on the docks.
Yeah.
They only needed one.
That's how Frostbite can be, and that's why I said they should get a fast time, because they were very good on that backstage. That first stage they got held off really well, so credit to Flower just to add that much time to the clock. 5 minutes 47 isn't too bad. I think they might be disappointed after holding that first stage for so long to just get rolled over on that backstage. But, you know, again, ROZ did really well. They played it to perfection, and the 5 frags, I think it was Murky with 2, Elsa with 2, all were full. So
was it Elsa twice, both times on the Allied side after they got the documents? He got a big sport fire there. Yeah, he's had 2 crucial plays.
Yeah, he's getting into position to get those strikes down really, really quickly.
So, here we go. 5:45 left. If Flower Power win this, they take us to a decider, which I think was Village or Ice, a cold map.
Village, yeah.
Village, yep. And if not, the ROZ side will advance to the grand finals. Dynamite is yellow, but Elsa's double support fire, seem to be saying that a lot right now, will stop it going anywhere. Viz's MP40 pushes in, and Fro and his Panzer line stand ready, and he self-kills and doesn't pick up anything.
That could have been a really big shot. If he would have shot just to the left, that would have been 2 people, so that's really unfortunate. And the spawn times are really, really skewed this one. It's basically whoever's going to take control, whoever's going to work together as you know, as a team is going to take control of this one. Spawn kills are going to be huge.
Murky double Panzer onto the engineer and friend who are trying to get the dynamite down. His grenade follows up afterwards, but the dynamite will be planted, and the Allies side will self-kill. To your point about that missed Panzer shot, it must suck to be a Panzer being casted by you and I, because we are all going to pick on them for every shot. As there's Fro with the 1-man taking down Viz, and Parcher will get himself a kill. Out comes the jumping Murky in his Panzer, and he also picks himself up 1. And there are now 3 Allied medics revive chaining on the top of these stairs to be joined by their Panzer camaraderie, who is, I think, going to wait it out. No, main door breach as the Allies will throw bodies onto the flag, respawn and push out. Flower have a full unit, and the Axis team were caught, had to move back because they actually had a long spawn coming out of that. They're now being charged down by the Flower Power side. Flower revive chaining out, but the FFP outside on top of that truck is going to do a lot of damage to those 3 medics who need to get out of this crossfire, and they are getting kills, and they are getting out of there, and the dynamite goes down on the service door at the same time, and the Axis hold on. So job, I guess, mission accomplished from the Allies there. Push the Axis back enough that they could get the dynamite planted. Murky double panzer.
Yeah, that's a spawn kill. Like I said, spawn kills are going to be really big for the Axis team and the Allied team. Whoever can get the most spawn kills, basically, is gonna be able to take control. That's generally the case, but with the spawn times different like this, it's even more important.
2 Allied players chasing down Viz, trying to get that documents. Big grenade pushes some Axis players up against the walls. Mini and Parcher goes in. Revives coming in. A grenade would give a lot of players anything that would give. Oh, no, there is nothing. And the Axis will revive to have 4 players up at the documents. And you now see Mini pushing in. Homie gets dropped. Where was he going on his own? Ooh, a pause. Allied side pause. Do we have a 999? It is Fro. And the stage is set, Merl, with 3 minutes to go.
And I'm not going to call it, because ROZ are just playing so defensive. They're going to rely on their individual, ability to get these frags. They're getting them right now, but like we saw just before, one courtyard grenade, one panzer shot, and it literally could turn the tide. And you could see Flower just getting their hands on the objective. And they've got very experienced team. They're not going to be overwhelmed by that. They're going to be able to run it home. So ROZ are just playing ultra defensive now. I don't blame them, but they're playing ultra defensive all over the documents. Like you said, 4 players just sitting there just because they're really feeling this. Their hearts are going to be racing.
There are 4 players on them, and when that happened, they had like a 20-second spawn or something like that. Anything explosive would have changed this, and Homie would be on a free run to the documents. Instead, Homie's on a hiding to nothing, oh no, it's not Homie, it's Faster, sorry, and he's going to die on a 15-second spawn.
Which is not ideal. The LT that he's coming up against has got a 10-second spawn, so no risk. They've both got exactly the same HP, though, I believe. 57. Yeah, they both got 57 HP, so you're probably going to see the medics at the objective itself support him, though. So we have got Fro spawning, rejoining, and he is going to spawn as well. So that's a cheeky, whether he actually got 999 while he was spawned or not. He might have got a free spawn here, but I don't know.
He was alive, though, when he 999 down.
Okay. Who do you think is going to win this duel? I'm getting you now. Who's your money on? The medic or the LT?
I'm going on the medic Faster to win, and then die instantly afterwards. But let's see. Place your bets now. 3, 2, 1. Can Faster prove me right? No! Viz gets him! And, oh well. Axis team self-kill. We have 2:50 left on the clock. ROZ feeling a little confident here as they reclaim the upper complex. And now we'll push out, and that will buy them plenty of time. And that's just what the doctor ordered if you're a ROZ fan.
We have got Murky in position in this lower door, and I think he's got players pushing towards him. Viz has backed off, and Murky has actually been taken down, but he's going to get revived. So I'll hand it over to you.
4-player self-kill for the ROZ side. As the Flower side beginning to run out of time to make something happen for themselves. FFE dropped in from Elsa. He's been very effective as an LT thus far. And Murky picked himself a kill on Bully. You can see the fear in that Flower side. With a 20-second spawn, they have Fro sat on the flag, making sure no Axis player can go through and get it. The attack is coming through the service door as it will move up towards the documents. There's one allied Axis engineer there. There are allied medics about to revive and pick some bodies up, and it's a 2-on-3 in favor of the allies. And now make that 3-on-1 as there's just one Axis LT left standing. He did pick up a stray health pack, and now he's got reinforcements coming. And a big double panzer from Murky will put this attack to bed, will it? No. Here comes Fro. He's going to cover the rear. Fro's panzer can stop everything here. No. Elsa picks him up, and now Elsa is going to charge down that service door. Will he? No. The allies escape with the documents. Mini is making his way over towards the transmitter. Elsa is coming up the rear. Elsa will be there to try and take back that flag. He has H2O right in front of him, and this is an all-or-nothing move now from the Axis side. They have a minute 10. They need to just be patient because they will not get another bite at this cherry. As the frags rain in from the ROZ side. They have players at the transmitter, they have players at the fence, they have players coming from the forward spawn. So allies must wait and regroup. It is Homie has the documents on the roof. They know exactly where he is. He has one player supporting him. Allied self-kill, and they will try again as they push in. There's one Axis player coming in from the flag now, about to make his way down, as the double support fire from Bully will open things up. There are 3 players left standing. Keep your eyes on Murky, who's crouched behind the box. Can he get a 2-kill here? No! Oh, he would have got 3 had he connected, in fact, and that kill could be absolutely vital. They've gipped him out. We're running out of Axis bodies now. Here comes Homie, pushing it forward. 22 seconds left to go. Patience is a virtue. And Homie will run it home and beat that clock with 16 seconds to spare.
Really, really nice from Homie. Really nice. He's a really great documents carrier. You see how fast he moves. A lot of players would have moved much earlier. He was very patient. You saw him bounce off the roof. He got there in no time at all. And exactly what we saw in the last round. And we are going to go to a decider. And Village... I think I'm going to have to go with Flower on Village, if I'm honest, in terms of experience, 100%.
What makes you say that? Talk us through that thought.
Just because I think ROZ are going to be much better at like the Frostbites, the Ices, the very commonly played maps, whereas Village just isn't as commonly played, especially within like the scrim circuit. You know, it's kind of like playing Assault back in the day. Not a lot of teams played it. Although for me and you, Village was like a mainstay map, really important. Not as many teams would play it like in the last 7 years, unfortunately.
I feel like Village's popularity grew with the game as you kind of like, one thing RTCW didn't have was a very deep map pool, nor a developer to push it. And I feel like at least for me personally, in the early days, we didn't love playing Village. It was just in the pool. And then come the end of the game, Village was you appreciated the depth and dynamic dynamism of the map. Am I alone in that thought?
No, I was a big fan of Village. Probably, in the end, it became one of my more, favored maps just because I was an LT, so it was LT's playground basically, and I think it just took like an understanding of how to position. Like a lot of people didn't like pushing up 2 ladders, basically from the wine cellar. It was very easy to defend in the early stages of the game, but once, like you say, once it progressed a little bit, once people learn how to break down these defenses, the strikes, it made a big difference once just the knowledge increased. And I wouldn't say it was my favorite map. That would probably be base, but it's definitely up there. In the end, was one of my favorite maps. What about you? Favorite map?
Base and beach were my favorite, but beach would always win it just because there's so much. I don't know. There's just so many magical moments that happen from a document run over a double dynamite.
Sure.
But base was the game. If a dock map is where you can kind of show off your peaks, base is the map that showed off this game's true teamwork that was necessary to win.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just such a great map.
Yeah, both on attack and defense. Like you had to set up really well on defense. You had to have good, solid attacks to break it down. And I don't know. There were still some really enjoyable moments. Like there was it one soldier against UKM? There was like that.
Null Pointer's team.
Yeah, Null Pointer. Yeah, and Frilly Nix. Like the last second plant, and it was like they didn't know. Neither team knew whether it would blow in time. Like those ones, you just remember those ones. Even Dynamite maps can have those moments sometimes. But yeah,
Null Pointer was amazing. He made all of his money by owning car parks.
Okay.
That's all he did. He owned car parks. So he had, they just printed money for him, and so he could play RTCW all day.
Oh, that's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
He just had the tolls in the car parks.
Yeah, somewhere up north, near Manchester, he owned a bunch of car parks.
I wonder how you get into the car park game. Like, how does
Yeah. When I grew up, Merle, I want to own a car park. Somewhere outside the M4.
It's going to be someone young watching this thinking, that could work. I could do that. Yes.
I'll tell you what. If you want a real business, you own a car park in the US. They charge $40 to park for an entire day. You go to Waitrose car park, you can park for £4 for the day.
Yes, the Sainsbury's near me is free. So.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. That's in London, so I don't know.
What does Merle do with his life these days?
Park in Sainsbury's, obviously.
No, I'm. Oh yeah. Tell the fans what is your profession?
I'm ITM media development, and I work part time right now. But what about you? What about you?
What is? Oh, hold on. We're not done.
I develop web pages and create videos, that sort of thing. What about you? How long have you been in America now? Because is it like 15 years? It's a long time.
No. I moved here 3 years ago.
What?
Yeah, 3 years ago yesterday I moved here.
I've thought you've been in like with Twitch and in America for forever.
Yeah, so about 6 years ago, or maybe 7 years ago now, I launched the European business at Twitch, but that was in London, outside of in my living room. And one of the first employees was a COD 4 player called Enrio, if you happen to watch any of the videos with him.
Enrio, yeah.
Yep. And he now runs the European partnerships team for Twitch. And then I moved over to SF about 3 years ago to work exclusively on esports for Twitch. But now I work for a big talent agency called WME, and I run our esports department. So it's a different world out here. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go. We are on Merlinator's hometown map, I think we're going to call it from now on in. And we'll see what the Flower Power team has. He's voted for them to pick this one up. And we're in the decider with the winners going on to the grand final. And the Allied side charge over all towards the flag and the house. It's Murky who is going to have a Dream Panther shot lined up. Oh, but his dream turns into a nightmare. Wipes out his teammate, and in come the Allies. Luckily for them, the Allied Panther just flew past harmlessly. Parcher and Viz both pick up kills, and the Allied side have been mown down trying to go in, and the grenades will give those bodies up. But there is still one pesky Allied player alive, is there? No. And the five Axis players will come out of that standing, and that was pretty one-sided.
That was really fortunate as well. That start, Murky getting a team kill, and they still managed to pick up that defense on the door. Really, really nice from ROZ. And I kind of saw hesitation with Homie. I was spectating him. I am watching Murky right now, as he has got the Panzer shot lined up. Whether they come down this corridor, he's going to fire, and he only picks up one. That could be huge. Unfortunately, he's only going to get one this time.
Yeah, I would love to see him boosted up into the roofs out in that courtyard before he did that, but there'd be a hell of a kill for him now as Viz gets picked up. Now we'll see Fro pushing in with Panzer. No, Mini gets him before he can finish the wine. Allies push in now, but this attack is going to be for naught. Big Panther comes in from Murky, but this ROZ defense is not moving. The Allies are going to have to do something about it. It's either going to come from a great Panzer shot opening them up, or it's going to come from them splitting by going short. And pulling the Axis back in a different direction.
If I had to compare this ROZ team to a team way back, it would probably be like the OMG team with like Jack, Penn, Salvor, the just really good aimers, really good crossfires and stuff. But in terms of team play, that's the questionable part of their game. So they've been playing really well individually. On Frostbite, we saw some really good team play as well. But it does take a reasonable amount of team play to get the crossfire going here on Village in the Tavern, as we do see a spawn push coming for the ally team, Tosspot. Yeah,
it's Jam that's going to lead that charge for the Flower side, and here is Murky coming towards him. Oh, Jam picked up one headshot, but couldn't finish off before the Panther happened. Fro followed up with a double. Bully's MP40 is in, and the Allies have the resemblance of an attack still alive coming through the graveyard, but that MP40 and support fire from Viz will do some damage, hold them back. What the Allies...
They've got an engineer.
So they do. The yellow glow is on the back of the crypt. And the Allies are going to get a successful attack out of this one. And ROZ are unsure whether to stick or push. But there's Fro, triple Panther, say goodnight to Viz, Murky, and Parcher. And that is going to open this game wide open for the Flower side. Two unsuccessful long pushes. Now one wildly successful short. Fro is on fire. He's killing anything that moves right now as he pushes in the end, self-kills, and Foster's going to be able to go through. The Allies have the northwest courtyard, and now they have a route into the crypt. as the ROZ side set themselves up to try and reclaim these documents. Parcher is going up against Homie, and team kill comes in, gives Homie an opportunity because Parcher was wiped out by H2O. Down into the cupboards he goes, and Homie picks off Mini, who seemed surprised to see the delightful Belgian running through, and away will go Homie past the flag, and this game has really turned on its head.
It's all down to that spawn push, the big push through with the engineer, the spawn frag from Fro. But Homie's gone. He's absolutely gone. I don't see him slowing down. He's really fast.
Oh, he's got an Axis player. That's the one thing that'll slow him down. But reinforcements arrive. Homie only has 10 bullets left. And so he is going to need someone to help him out. Viz gets a kill. There are 3 Axis players waiting at the end of this, and they're going to need something that goes bang to stop it. Parcher is pushing out. Parcher will tap out. And they'll go through. Where did Homie escape to with those documents?
He went back to the corridor. He is pissed and lonely, but all the frags have gone Flower's way, and Homie's going to make his way towards the hidey spot in the courtyard. Nade out. Interesting. He's given the ROZ side time to get back into position. They're going to pick up all the frags around the south tower as well.
Yeah, Homie's in a very dangerous position, actually. He is alone. No one coming to him. I'm surprised having picked up those kills. They did not push out to try and find him. However, Homie's retreated slightly further back. Support fire comes out from the Axis as Viz is the Axis LT scout who's looking for him. And Homie needs some friends. The allies are trying to push back from their first spawn and take them out from the back. And they will get frag number 1, but there's a revive. Here comes Fizz. Froze Panzer only gets 1. They're not getting any Gibbs, the allied side. If they do, the Axis are a long way from home. But there are 4 Axis quite happy there. Panzer comes in. TWA has a kill, but Viz has dropped in. And now they all begin to move through. Viz has 2 MP40 frags to his name. He and Parcher are the line of resistance. In fact, they have a Panzer as well in the shape of Murky. Murky's on the bridge, and they expected perhaps a bit of a move from Homie. That didn't happen. Homie does now have ammo to play with, and so he can contribute, but Murky is up in the tower with the Panzer, and is kind of isolated because he wants to be a surprise, but he also needs to get involved and help his teammates out. Clock reads 4 minutes.
You don't want to be that last line of defense when your team is still alive, you know? It isn't a good way to play it. What he's doing right now, looking at the back spawn, is the perfect way to play this.
Lies in wait to see some ally bodies come around there. Quite possible the allies don't know he's there as well. Flower self-kill. We're about to find out if they do know. H2O Mini pick themselves up some kill. Big double support fire. That wipes out Murky before he can do anything. The allies, the Axis support fire from Viz does pick off Bully, but they will slowly move in. And we will see the return from the medics picking back that ROZ defense. Can't believe ROZ have been able to hold on without documents this long.
Yeah, they are starting to take control. They haven't pushed out into this courtyard. That's something very surprising. As you're going to see Homie pushing towards his south tower, just backing up his teammate. And he's getting shot in the back.
He's got to move.
He's got to move now.
He's running into Axis bodies, he's running into trouble, and the goal is returned. Flows to a double grenade, did wipe out both of the Axis players that were wiping him out, but there was 2 seconds too late. And Bully will return the docks. ROZ will return the docks, and we reset and go again. Merl, what would you have done differently there?
I mean, you just have to base the attacks on the spawn time at that point. They're just massively dug in. You just push on their spawn and just try and get them out for full. It's pretty much as simple as that.
ROZ have 2 players coming back towards the allied flag. Murky is one of them with the Panzer. He doesn't want to give up his position by taking that flag because they'll know he's there. Admittedly, he has then thrown 2 nades, so they also know he's there. And the objectives sit in the lower area. Double Panzer from Murky wipes out the gold carrier. I think there's another player still alive there for the allies. There is, but great play from the Panzer. He will push up. The allies have got that flag though, so there'll be no reinforcements on top here for Jam, who needs to move his backside, and they will. Froze Panzer pushes Parcher out of the way, and the allies do have control of that tower area. The question is, can Jam get there before Mini does too much damage? Mini's picked off 2 players, and Jam is the one with those docks and a buddy to move through. Axis FFE is here. Mini's MP40 is still doing damage, and Jam is alone suddenly. And seems between a rock and a hard place.
They need to do what I said before, just make the pushes on the spawn. They've got 2 out for 15 seconds now. As you do see the remaining players move towards that south tower.
Jam picks himself up a kill and is going to move those docks with the escort of Faster. Here we go. Jam runs the corridor. Is there to be the whine of a Panzer along the way? No. Jam puts it home, and the clock is going to be set at 8:52. Could have been better from Flower given the opportunity they had earlier.
Definitely, but I would say compared to other maps, Village is a map that any time is good, just because you can get those nasty dug-in defenses on the tavern door, at the crypt. You can really hold onto stages as a defensive team. So, and just like you saw at the end, they held the south tower for like 4 or 5 minutes, and that was really well played from ROZ. I think they'll be maybe a little bit gutted that they didn't get the full hold, but 8:52 is still very good. But Flower, it's so important to just get on the board so that if you do defend for that long, you are actually getting a round win rather than the 0-0 sort of like nullified round.
Let's see what happened in the other semi-final that's ongoing whilst we wait on these players to ready up. Who was your money on between KH and Dog?
Probably Dog. Probably Dog there.
Really? Not the most storied Swedes?
Not the most storied Swedes. Now, do you know what the result was?
I thought it would be in the bracket, but no one's updated the bracket.
The only person who can update the bracket is Homie, so he's busy right now.
What's he doing right now? Okay, well.
Might have some people in chat who played that game though, so we'll see if anyone gives us an update. But that game probably is going to be over. This has been a long one.
Just has. I'm hungry. Normally, I used to, for a night of casting, I'd line up a bottle of Diet Coke and some Pringles, and it'd be a way to go. But I did not factor in sustenance into this today.
You're just fiending for some Pringles right now.
Yeah.
Prepare to fight.
Oh well. Here we go. Round 1, map 3, or round 2, map 3, depending on how you look at it. We are underway. And the Flower side have to defend an 8:50 time-ish. And the ROZ team will make a full-on push long. Yes. And this first push, as we saw last time, it's really a question of can your Panzer open the door for you? Murky is that man for ROZ. There's also the opportunity of a Panzer closing the door the other way around. On that crew-served MG42 is H2O, and Faster goes down. Double hit from Fro. Does he get Gibbs? I think he does as well, and that'll reduce the Allied numbers. The Allies now with a long axis spawn decide to push in, but the Flower players that are around are picking themselves up kill after kill. Allies try to get a revive chain going, but there's nothing left of them. Nice play from Flower to push back that defense. Well, push back that attack.
It was a nice effort. Much better Panzer off the start from Fro. Obviously not a team kill, does help. But they are going to break up the attack as well on that respawn. So already ROZ looking towards that spawn push have given it away, and they've got a reduced team. So it's going to be very difficult to push through this spawn.
It helps when Mini picks up the first frag. It's Fro that he has dispatched of. Takes a shot from the Axis LT on the bottom, who is Bully, and Bully is double teamed by 2 Allied medics, and they've broken through short. Reinforcements now starting to come, and there are 4 players swarming the crypt. Is one of them an engineer? Yes, it is Murky, and he will get to the back of the crypt. Where are the Axis? There is 1 player there, but he won't make it out. Axis grenade is too little too late. The kill on the engineer is not a Gib, and the support fire will probably just do enough to block them out, but it'll wipe out some teammates too! Yes, it will! Bully is picked off by Faster support fire, and the Allies, the Axis, do just about have control of the courtyard once again, of the graveyard once again. It's H2O that's there. The Allies have not been able to convert this into a flag grab either. Yes, they have. Commentator's curse. And they pick it up. So we will set in for a crypt defense for the Axis.
All that tavern defense was just basically turn the attention towards that crypt, and it allowed them to get the flag there. So really nice, just diversionary play. Only one player walked through tavern and got his hands on the flag, so it was really, really straightforward.
Double Panzer from Fro down into the cellars, doing its damage. Support fire from the Allies pull all of those players out of there. Jam will be the man to sit atop. What the Axis side need now is Fro to be that roaming scouting panzer, return information, and eventually turn that flag. At the moment, he's doing another good job, which is basically suicide bombing down into the bottom with a double panzer again and again, which is making the rest of the Allied attack somewhat nullified, or smaller.
They are playing with an engineer on the defense as well, so you're going to see nade spam like mad on the crypt ladder. It's going to be faster. I did do this myself. It was really just a nice way to hold them off on their pushes. As Fro's going to push down again, he's only going to be able to pick up one. Vaporizes himself, but he's just being an annoyance at the moment. They are going to run out of spam very soon, Tosspot.
Only a nade spammer will say that it's a nice tactic.
Well, yeah.
The Allied side have two players who have made their way up the back and are on top of the crypt. It's a lieutenant and a medic who are there. Viz has self-killed. The medic is alive, and if he gets picked off, he will be down for 30, and he has exactly that. And the double panzer from Fro will put another two players down for a long time. Allied engineer went up and the ladder and went down afterwards. The Flower side are debating whether they can get to that flag, but Elsa is the one there. And on a map like Elsa, you do think that he will build a snowman, and at some point someone's going to appreciate these Frozen references, but that might be another time. Anyway, ROZ self-kills, and they have another 6 players spawning up at that flag. 4 minutes and 20 to go. The clock ticks louder and louder as we go on. How do they break down this Axis defense, Mel?
They're doing it right now. They're being patient. They're sacrificing one player to the Panzer, now pushing on the spawn time, and then they'll set themselves up for the next attack. But the spam, like I said before, Fast is just there. If Fro doesn't get the frags, at least Fast is just going to slow them down with all the spam on the crypt ladder. And this is what I said about the experience of ROZ compared to Flower on this map. It's going to be really hard to break it down. They just may not know how to do it.
Homie is going to push behind to grab that flag, just so you know, and we'll see whether that works. Jam picks himself up too, and the ROZ side now move in, but it's a double panzer from Fro that not only gives a body, but takes out 2, and that gives them a real opportunity now as they collect that flag and they push everything back. H2O is pushing through the Axis spawn and is doing a little bit, well, he just annoyed someone. He didn't actually end up doing anything, and 5 ROZ players have ended spawning all the way back, and with 3:20 to go, that is going to be very demoralizing.
No flag, no crypt plant. I really can't see them getting this now. I mean, they're going to have to do massive spawn pushes. Fro is already in position. They are actually running an engineer, so it does look like they're going to turn their attention towards that spawn side. But Fro has seen this, so they're going to probably revert. They should just all come to the crypt and just not risk holding the tavern. At least that's what I would call.
Well, Fro's double panzer picks himself up too, and Fro has been a really, really good thorn in the side on Village here. And he's going to move forward with that panzer now through short, self-kill out, and Flower setting up for the short defense. As the ROZ team do have players going long to try and get that flag. They going to run a gauntlet of, I think it's, let's see, Allied Foster's grenade spam, and ROZ will get the flag. No! Homie is there to save the day for the Axis side. More players coming through in the shape of Mini. Mini pushes out now into the flag courtyard. Can his Luger do the damage? No, it can't. TWA is the one who's going to pick it up. And ROZ are actually disjointed now. They've got two more players about to go long, and Flower have got them in bite-sized pieces on each attack.
Yeah, I think frustration will just be creeping in, basically. You know, they had the opportunities to just... They had flag quite early, and they had a lot of pushes, but Fro was just being such an annoyance in that wine cellar. Spawning back, like we said on Frostbite, is just so annoying. On this map even more so, because it's got so far to run. You can't get there in a spawn either, so you've lost 2 spawns, basically. And with 2 minutes left, you already know you've lost, so they're going to have to pick themselves up. Their next attack has to be much stronger.
Double Panzer did pick up 2. ROZ have self-killed. They have literally this attack or bust, given that there's a 30-second dynamite timer and a dock run to go. So we'll see whether we end up in garbage time or not. Now it will be Viz pushing in. He makes his way through. And the Axis reclaim that flag. There is an allied engineer. There is a yellow. There is 1 allied medic and 1 Axis prodding forward as well. He's picked off that opponent's number, and double Panzer from Fro will mean that there is nothing left from the allied side, and the Faster will move in and get the defuse, and that will be that. And Flower retake the lead.
Is that the first time they've been in the lead since the first round? I think it is. So it's a mega comeback. They were 2-1 down, and now they're 3-2 up. Obviously, the next round's going to be all of it. And like I said, this is kind of what I expected. ROZ might be good on defense. Crossfires are quite easy to set up. But attacking knowledge, knowing where to spam, their airstrikes just seem randomly thrown. They're not really... They don't know how to break down that NG spam. They don't know how to break down... Fro's just having a field day. He's loving it because he's just dropping down every time, getting some easy kills with that Panzer. You'd love playing against ROZ here on Village, I think.
Absolutely. So, what do ROZ do differently when they have to set the time? Or, of course, if they don't set a time, that's game over.
Yep, they have to set a time here. Like, if they get held for 10 minutes, they obviously can't win that round. So it would be either a 4-2 or a 3-2. So I honestly, I know what they have to do, but I don't think they know what they'd have to do. I think they're going to have to utilize the spawn push much more. They're probably going to have to get the plant down before they get the flag, just because they're getting held up too much. And then maybe once they've done that, they can do sort of like a pincer push. Some people pushing spawn, some people pushing from the flag. I think in the end, they started to do well. They were pushing with 1 lieutenant just to take the Panzer shot, but it was a bit too little too late. There was like 3.5 minutes left at that point, and Homie would just... When they looked like they could have a chance, Homie decided to run around the whole map and get the flag.
So, changing the subject, when you and I remake Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and however we do it, question for you, artistic question. You're given the sensitivity and the political correctness world that we live in now. Every time an Axis player dies, of course, he screams Hitler medic. Do you think that would, it's been 15 years, 17 years?
I don't think it's Hitler. I think it's Hilfer. Isn't that help?
Oh, I always thought it was Hitler. I've thought that for 16 years.
I don't think it is. But if it is, I don't think we could have that in there anymore, could we? We couldn't even have like the Wolfenstein, the recent ones that were just single player. We couldn't have some sort of like iconography in it and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. They might do another multiplayer. I don't think it's going to be anything like this, though, unfortunately.
No, I've lost hope in Bethesda doing this. We're going to have to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to make the website for it.
Yes.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We are underway. I really don't need to do that countdown anymore. We don't have Wolf TV, but whatever. ROZ must set a time or it is game over! And Fro's triple Panzer right on spawn. That is a textbook shot from Fro. And how many times have you seen that one land over the years?
I mean, it's kind of standard, but because people haven't played for so long, they may not expect it. It's just simple as that. They just seem to group. And I think that did break down their push, because I think they were making their way towards that spawn area as well. As you saw H2O push. And they're just pushing in 1s and 2s. Maybe frustration is definitely creeping in. Parch is one of those sort of players that can maybe get a little bit frustrated. And he just pushed in on a full spawn by himself.
Yeah. He's not going to be happy. Flower is still spamming as if it was the same team. And Murky wipes himself out there. I was on with the opposing Panzer. How did he wipe himself out?
I think he just jumped in the door, hit the frame, and shot the frame. I'm not 100% certain. Maybe he got shot as he was jumping in the door of the tavern. They've already been held back for quite a long time, and they haven't really made any progress. That initial shot has just been so huge. The repercussions of that.
So, the ROZ side making their way through, down that corridor, but they didn't actually get there. Homie with a double MP40 frag, which stops them getting to that flag. Chat has just heard my Hilfer versus Hitler medic comment, and now I look like an idiot. But, you know, the important thing is that I didn't know that for 16 years, and now I've corrected a mistake I've been making for that long. So, if you think about it, it's a positive that I brought this up among friends.
Among friends, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Anyway, next attack comes through from the ROZ side, and Bully's artillery rains down outside, picks off Viz. Homie is going to get himself another double MP40 frag, and then Jam will try to stop that medic charging through. As the Homie MP40 rain comes in again, and he's picking up frag after frag, and he needs no Hilfe whilst he's in there. See? Learned a new word in German today.
Yeah, that was really good from Homie though. He gibbed the Panzer as well. He wasn't just going for frags. He gibbed that Panzer. He made sure that guy wasn't getting picked up, because if you get revived in the doorway as a Panzer, that's like a free shot with that spawn protection or that revive protection. Oh!
Murky opens the door with that double Panzer. TWA and Homie both go down, and it will be an allied flag collection now, and ROZ have an opportunity as they go through. It will be ROZ just to poke his head up. I think he's going to well, he's got 17 seconds. He's leading the charge with 10 bullets in 17 seconds. That's a bit ambitious, to put it politely. Fro will pick himself up Panzer, and I don't think they had quite a full grasp on when the Axis was spawning then. I'm not sure why he went so aggressive.
Yeah, I think he was maybe trying to find out if they were there or not. It did sort of work. He forced Fro to shoot that Panzer. Maybe even the Axis weren't 100% certain. But now we're at the stage where they were massively held off before, and they're gonna rely on Elsa, who was getting big strike kills on Frostbite. He needs to get them here.
He absolutely does. Elsa is revived and is going to get hooked up. Dynamite did go down on the storage crypt, and the Allied side have a couple of players there, but self-kill comes in from the Allies, and they have full control of the crypt, which will allow me to highlight the closing chapter on the Hitler comment, which was from Dark Angel in chat, who said Hitler couldn't help. He was never in the right place at the right time. Boom! As now the Axis try to reclaim the crypt. They do have 2 engineers leading the charge. There's no way they could get to it, though, as that dynamite flashes red. There are 2 engineers, though. Oh, double dino kill. You don't see that every day. And the Flower side have self-killed to set up their defense once more. 5:28, and they got the flag. Oh, ROZ will have been thinking they had a moment there, but with that flag gone, they will be pushed back to start, and they will come short and lead the assault through there. Fro double Panther gets 2 out of the way. Bully is there, and the game is up. They know where that short attack is, and they will push out. I'm surprised in this situation that the 2 or 3 players who are over in the tavern either don't drop back or go more aggressive and truly close up on spawn. But the Allied side looking to get themselves some spawn kills. 3 of them destroy that one Axis player that was there, which was Bully, and they're looking for more. They're coming through on toward the crypt, and it will be Parcher who takes the scouting position. Axis support fire will push them back slightly. There are a lot of Allied bodies still there, and they now begin to move in and pick themselves up a hatful of frags.
Murky manages to vaporize himself again. I saw that from POV this time. I just don't think he knows the angles. This is the inexperience of the Panzer, but it does look like ROZ are going to be able to get their hands on the objective. But they are going to get taken down. They have got no instant support from the flag either, so this is going to be a very short-lived run, I feel. There's only 2 players alive at crypts. And yeah, he decides to kill out. He's like, I'm not going to respawn for this.
But Allies did cap that flag, and they do have another run at right now. As the grenades rain in, the Merlinator spam fest has begun. And there is, a triple Franta from Fro, Elsa, Viz, and Mini caught holding each other's hands. And Foster's grenade kills do the job as well. Flower now to collect that flag back And this is the point which I was trying to make. Like, you have that flag, and what you used to see, at least in the last days of when I was playing RTCW, is don't just sit and set up a tavern defense. Push all the way out to Allied spawn. There's no need to sit this deep if you can control the allies in spawn. But that's not the way they're going to play. And I
think the only problem with that is if you have lost the crypt, you sort of leave yourself open to a massive spawn push and them getting the objective. I'm not even sure they should hold tavern at this point. Just take the flag, be annoying, and then just drop back and hold the ladders. It's so easy to defend the ladders if you're already set up. If they get the flag, they can roll you over and you can just not even get set up.
Here comes Fro from behind with the Panzer! The triple kill! He went through spawn and then charged all the way behind the ally. And that was a phenomenal suicide run. And Flower looking very, very comfortable. They may only have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to hold and to win out this game. They're going to follow your advice, Merl, and go all through spawn. But there's a whine of the Panther. This time, Fro does wipe himself out. He takes a leaf from Murky's book. Was that too harsh?
Just a little bit. Murky's got the ping, so you can sort of excuse him, but...
Sorry, Murky.
Sorry, Murky. There's only 2 minutes remaining. I think they're going to just, like you say, opt for that spawn push. It was favourable for them, but when they actually got the plant down initially... But I don't think it's going to happen for them. They have to get this flag, and Parcher is in position. He's at the tavern, so he can get on the next spawn 10 seconds where there's other players there as well. They have to get this flag. They have to spawn here. They have got it. So this is pretty much their last chance. And they got the kill onto Fro. This could be big. I think he's out for full spawn. He isn't. He has respawned back in Tosspot. So this is pretty much the last main push for the ROZ team.
Last roll of the dice. It's Parcher who pushes forward. The killer of important, or the claimer of important frags, and he opened up that defense. There's Fro's double Panther onto those with the documents, with the gold, and the gold lies down strewn on the floor, but there are 3-4 allied players going. They are going to run this the long way. There are 5 players alive. There are many ungibbed access bodies, so they know exactly what they're dealing with, and it is all on ROZ to move those documents as quickly as they can. The Flower side have respawned and are setting themselves up, but we'll see how quickly they can get to, as ROZ with H2O, the gold carrier, waiting on the word go. 4 players out in this tower. Flower have picked themselves up 2 kills. Here comes the whine of that Panther. Mini has 2. Nice play from H2O. Saw that Fro was coming and then picked him up from behind. He's only got 30 seconds left though, and they're going to try and chase him out. One Axis medic is caught between 2 players, but H2O will get the better of him, and he moves through now onto the tower. There's no Panther left. Is there any last twist in the tail for this one? Oh, the Panther was too quick from Fro, and he's going to run it back through spawn, is he? Double support fire comes in from Elsa once again, and the gold is put in with merely 12 seconds left to spare.
12 seconds and they lose the game, obviously, like you said before. 4 holds, and they can't hold that. They can't get a round score, so it really desperate times for ROZ. They needed to get that on the board. Now they have to hold for 9 minutes 48, and Flower set 7.5 minutes in the last round, so I think Flower did a great job. Mainly on Fro, if you look at the stats, 23 frags, 5.7k damage. He got more than half the frags of the ROZ team, so nice run in the end. They had to get it done, and that spawn again, the spawn split. I think with more experience, they would kind of recognize that the spawn split is really important on Village. So they utilized it when it worked. You know, every time they utilized it, it worked. So yeah. They got the plant down that way. They got the plant down that way twice. They got the flag that way twice, and they got the objective home that way. So, well played to ROZ. I have sort of, you know, sledged them a little bit with them being inexperienced, but they are putting up a good fight.
So what I would say to add to your praise of Fro, this from the card-carrying Panzerfaust Alliance, is, you know, in addition to all of that, he's getting kills, but he's also scouting. He's pushing forward, he's finding information, he's relaying it. When he charges all the way around the back, the rest of the team know exactly what parts of the map are clear. They know that no one's coming short. He can count players. Like, he is a big contributor of knowledge to that defense. And it was a strong, candidate for, well, not even candidate, would have won man of the match for that last round. But there's still another half to go.
Prepare to fight.
They think it's all over? Not yet.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Well, do you see any one of them Flower winning this?
It'll be really difficult. ROZ's Tavern defense has to be pristine, and Murky on spawn has to just not let them through. Pretty much that's the only way they're going to be able to defend this.
Murky did not connect with his first Panzer hit. And the Flower side will charge on towards Tavern first up. They set themselves up. Fro winds up the Panzer, cancels out the shot, and Mini's double MP40 helped with Partridge's grenade dispatched of that first attack quite nicely. Here comes the whine of the Panzer. Fro's Panzer does get one. Murky trades, getting the kill on TWA. Biz's grenade has downed faster, but you will see another grenade get tossed in by Fro now. But with only 2 allied players, 3 allied players, this is an ambitious run. I think they're making the spawn suicide run for it. They try to get a revive chain going. Fro has been picked off, and the Axis medic is downed, and there's 1 allied player left standing against Parcher, who will have reinforcements coming in a second. But let's see, it's Homie to the rescue. Can the allies get to the flag? They can. Can they hold the flag? I don't know. Murky's hit a triple Panzer elsewhere on the map, and Homie will get this flag. There's no ammunition for the allies, but the Flower side have 10 seconds until they can get reinforcements. It's just Jam and Homie alive. Let's see whether the two of them can make babies. They can't, and the Axis have reclaimed that flag, and ROZ are set up to respawn as well.
Yeah, that was really nice from Murky, doing exactly kind of what you said with like Fro did, where he was just, he's doing it again at that back spawn. If they can take control of that back spawn, but the rest of the team need to push up, like you said, they can hold them in that back spawn, drain a lot of time off the clock. But it does look like the Flower team are going to turn their attention towards the spawn side, and it was favourable. It was good for them in that last round. They did get the plant that way, so I'm not sure if they're running an engineer just yet, but they are indeed. Faster is the engineer. I am spectating him, so we'll see what he can do pushing through the spawn side.
Let's see TWA in that attack as well. Let's see if I can catch up with you on Faster, who is in the spawn house. There's an FFE outside there waiting for him. TWA has a frag on Elsa elsewhere. Faster's worried about what's coming behind. It's his teammates. Murky with the one man gets himself a kill, and the allies begin to run bodies through spawn. As Fro's Panzer picks himself up the kill onto Mini, and Jam is right under that Axis spawn where Elsa is as well. It's just Fizz and H2O pick themselves up kills. Brilliantly timed grenade from Jam, and Fro will rejoin in a minute. Crew serve frag lined up from Murky, and ROZ not sure whether to stick or twist on this short defense. Jam gets himself the kill, and the ROZ team self-kill. Fro is lurking somewhere here, and you hear the whine, but he doesn't connect this time with the kill. And Faster picks himself up a Thompson frag, and this allied attack eventually comes to naught. Murky double Panzerfaust will finish it off, but Jam is actually going to make a run on the flag. Can he get to it? I managed to skip past him right as he did, but Jam is going to make a run on the flag. I don't think the Axis know he's there. He's got 8 seconds to hold, 9 bullets to do it with, and he should grab this flag.
And I think these Axis are out for 30 seconds. Obviously, Viz is out for a long time. Parcher's still in the tavern as well, but Parcher will just hide. He'll reclaim that flag. I'm not sure if Flower running with a medic just holding that flag, which we... There we go. There's the grab. They're not running with anyone who's just sitting at flag holding it, which is kind of what everyone used to do. Plant is going to go down though, Tosspot.
Plant goes down. Murky's Panzer was onto Homie, who was on top of him, and the dynamite will go down on the gold crypt. Now we see the allies look to sit on that dynamite like a mother goose to her egg, but the allies will respawn far away, and they have to decide with plenty of time, do they prioritize flag or do they prioritize gold? You would assume they prioritize flag with the Axis nowhere near in position to defend both crypt and flag. Engineer is going to get on top of that dynamite, but surely not. Oh, 2 of them! Nope, double dynamite kill. And I won't get excited this time because I got excited last time and said, well, you don't see that every day. But now I've seen it twice in a day, so what do I know?
They just got in on spawn as well. That was on a 2-second, 1-second spawn time, so that was really fortunate. But it does look like Flower are going to be able to re-pick up that flag again, as Faster is doing exactly what Jam did before. He's just hiding. He's going to be able to grab that. And oh, he's got someone at the flag backing up. Parch is going to get taken down, but he should get his hands on this. So we're going to have 5 minutes of flag attacks. And it's down to Flower. They have to... They've got it all in their own hands now. They've blown the crypts. It's all on them.
Well, Flower power. Let's see how strong it truly is. Homie is the one who collects it. He will move the gold away, but not far enough. And the Allies will have to go again. There is one pesky Axis player on top. It's Viz. And Viz has been very pesky, I would say. And Bully is going to move that gold. Oh, no revive there from Faster. Doesn't like him. And will push the team down. I think the Allies had a respawn, which is why he did that. Don't worry. And Faster will move those legs away towards the flag. Double support fire from Froze, switched up from Panzer, did do some damage to the Axis, but not enough. The Axis caught on that bridge right now, and Faster will move the gold away. Where is Murky?
Oh, the Flower not letting them get set up at the South Tower this time. Nice shot from Homie, instant headshot. And he's got massive support. They should get this home.
Oh, Murky picks him off! Faster was trying to escape, but Murky jumped around the corner. He cancelled the first shot, waited for him, knew that Faster would run away. And excellent play from Murky, who we've given some grief to, but he now may also go and grab that flag as well. Sorry, Merl.
No, that was basically going to be Flower winning. They only had one more medic to deal with, so Murky just saved the day. That Panzer shot, he must have come from behind with the flag, or did he go via the bridge?
He was under the tower and pushed in, so and then found Flower. Then found Faster. But then he went and got the flag as well, and now, with 3 minutes to go, this is anyone's game.
I think they're at the flag again. They've done this 3 times, twice here. First it was Jam, now and then Faster, now twice. He's just holding on, and he's got another player to deal with. They're going to have, I'd say, like 1 good chance here. 3 minutes from the flag, sort of what we saw before where it was 5, but now obviously the time is just draining away, and they're going to have to just be a bit more patient with the objective, I feel, and just back up the objective holder.
Murky has just fired off what I think is the worst Panzer I've seen in a long time, as he just wiped out H2O. But that's okay, he just saved the day a second ago, and has a short respawn. You'd expect him to fire off something. No, he's going to go it alone. If he doesn't make it out here, he's down for a full spawn. He does make it down there, double Panzer. The most unorthodox of way to get the kill, but he does the job nevertheless, and will push on. And the Flower side have re-picked up that gold, and now we'll move it through the courtyards. 2 minutes to play. This is getting to a point of all or nothing for Flower, and ROZ are trying to set themselves up.
Someone is flanking. I think it's H2O coming from the tavern. So Faster, if he's not careful, he's gonna. Yeah, he's got no idea behind him. He actually got the headshot on the first couple of bullets as well, and that was just, he's not getting enough protection. The objective holder's not getting enough protection. He needs to just move with the team. They are going to get that instant pickup, and it is going to be Homie. And I'd say this is probably their best last chance. Otherwise, it's just going to be a mad dash.
Oh, Homie's got someone to his left. He's running for dear life. He's got 6 seconds to hold on to spawn. Axis are right on top of him. Here he goes. Homie to save the day for Flower. Yes! H2O cannot do the double objective reclaim. And we'll go through. What I will say, and whilst you're saying the objective carrier is not getting enough defense, both in the case of Homie there and Flower before, none of them seem to be remotely anticipating the idea that someone might want to attack them. And both are kind of like in a daze. And here, let's now start from a perspective of ROZ are going to come at you from both sides, and I think they'll go a lot further. Murky double Panzer. Homie has to retreat, and he's going to have to retreat a long way here because he is in trouble. He goes all the way back to the flag. There's only 45 seconds left. There's no one coming behind now, and he has reinforcements. But I think I heard an Axis reload there. Let's see how they can push through. Murky's going to be recharged, and he's going to see a kill opportunity here, and he did. Double Panzer wipes out Faster and TWA, and ROZ are in the driving seat for the final 25 seconds. Homies Thompson picks himself up 1. He is going to have to do this all on his own. 20 seconds to go. The grenades will hold it. He's going to have to run that gauntlet, and let's see how fast those Belgian legs can take him. And he is going to run it out, and he is going to be wiped out. And that will be a tie game. We go to 3-3 and map number 4.
I'm not exactly sure what happens now, whether they play one more round on Village or we do go on to another map. But fortunately, we've got Homie in the server who does know what's got to happen next. But that was brilliant. I mean, look at the frags, so close. 117 to 105, 31 for Fro as the Panzer, 34 for Murphy. Not much between them, so I did say at the beginning this is going to be a tight game. I didn't expect it to be this close, but we do have a 3-3, and we're going to have to see what the next. I guess if they're readying up, it's just going to be one more round on Village. I'm just going to confirm.
Homie's saying one more stopwatch here.
Okay, he confirmed it without me asking. That's great. Okay, you've asked me because I've got a bit of info on these teams. You've seen these guys for 6 rounds now. Who's winning this last round? Who do you think?
Well, I didn't see ROZ winning that one. I did not see them. I thought Flower looked much better. But Fro on the offense, and it is a hard map to be an offensive Panzer, was not very effective. But Flower looked. They had so many dock runs, it was just silly mistakes. They just didn't expect the access to come from behind. You should kind of always expect that. You got 4 players looking forward, you should have 1 player looking backwards.
Yeah, you don't have to look at those 4 players looking forward.
Yeah.
You can just look behind you. Yeah,
Faster does have a nice arse, you just don't have to look at it.
I think it's, like I said, it's not as well played a map. The dock... this is what I love about RTCW as well, is even though all these dock run maps are dock run maps, you have to run them so differently. You know, some of them are much faster paced runs, like Frostbite. We didn't see any hesitation. These guys obviously play it a lot more, but you have to run it quick. You have to get it back to your back spawn as quickly as possible. Whereas Village, it's all about clearing out and being very patient, and they're not used to that sort of this sort of chess play on a dock run. I think most people, especially Homie, is very used to just the quick run. Just go as quickly as possible and try and outspeed them, and that's just not a possibility on Village, pretty much. But I didn't hear your prediction. I didn't hear your prediction.
I'm going to go for Flower. I think ultimately they were silly/unlucky, but still the better team.
Who's attacking first? It is Flower. So yeah, they have to get a time on the board, and you'd hope for a good time.
All right, here we go. Mel, where's your money?
I'm gonna go with you. I'll say Flower. I'll stick with that.
Let's see. Big round for them as they lead on. Homie's the trick junk king. Someone's pushed in. A bit of fire going on there from the Allied side. As the ROZ side got a quick self-kill and respawn. Fro hits himself with hits Panzer shot number 1, but Viz's double MP40 and H2O combined to crossfire onto that door. They did get 1 gib. They will not quite get the second just yet because TWA is there with revive after revive, and they have got players through. If there's an Axis respawn, there is. Sorry, an Allied respawn time in 3 seconds. The Allies will spawn right on top of this, and that is exactly what the Allied team wanted, as they will now push in and be able to go towards the crypt. And also Fro will be able to charge forward with that Panzer. Hits, oh wow! Mini basically took one for the team there, and the Allies have got the dynamite down on the crypt.
Well, I think your prediction is looking really solid, and this is what I did say about the Tavern defense. If you lose it, you can get rolled over, especially if the Allies spawn there instantly. They have got an engineer. They're going to be going for this defuse.
It's Murky, and he's alive, but there's another Allied player still there, and he just needs to buy time, use the clock. One more Allied medic comes along. It's Flower Gem has been picked off, but the support fire wipes out the engineer. and the dynamite will blow, and Bully is taking names and numbers on the other side with both MP40 and support fire kills as we move on. But what a great start for Flower.
And they've got control on the spawn again. I think Elsa's pretty much the only one left alive, and he's going to kill out. So this is... Oh, no, he's not. He's actually risking full. He's going to take full, because the Flower team are just going to push. Oh, he does get a nice grenade frag off. He's got to slow these guys down to get back up from his team, but they're going to get their hands on the objective, and they're probably going to run it away here.
I don't know. To be honest, I'd say he did a great job there. Wow, Viz wipes out 2 teammates. Kind of an all-or-nothing move there. Mini's trying to think about get that flag. I'd say Tro did a great job there. He got to kill a Gib, and he slowed them down. Probably slowed them down by 5 seconds. Allowed enough time for Murky to get in there and hit his Panzer. And they were just, you know, maybe not sexy, but effective. Which is what people use to describe me.
Not sexy, but effective. Nice play from Mini. He does actually get 2 frags and the secure, and that was 2 teammates out for full, including Murky. So they needed the MP40s to be on point, and Mini does pick up that double frag for the return. It does look like the allies are doing a really good job. Murky nearly got a huge Panzer shot, but he was killed mid shot there. So kind of riding on the luck a little bit for Flower right now.
TWA is meant to go towards that gold now. He took forever and a day to get a revive in on his teammate, but gets there. And there's a bunch of Alexis medics with Lugers only that he may be able to pick up some kills on, but he is being swarmed by that defense. And that'll be that. Flower, oh, he's gone for the full spawn as well, though. Flower will push out Fro with a Panzer onto no one, but the allies have that, have the gold. Jam double grenade will open up the opportunity for them. Bully follows in, and we're lacking Axis bodies right now, as it will be faster to push in. Bully got the MP40 frag onto H2O, and this is a big moment for them because I don't think there's much in the way of an Axis defense. There's Elsa, and Elsa's fast. The rest of the Axis team are down for another 5 seconds, but Elsa puts an FFE outside the tavern. If I were him, I wouldn't even give my position away, but he has, and he will buy his team time, which may be a smarter move.
Oh, that was really unfortunate. You had Bully on the back spawn. He did get 1 kill, and I think there isn't too many players to deal with there. I think he's going to be able to run this home. He should be free. It's going to be Homie to run this home.
Homie to run it where?
Home. Homie to run it homie. This is such a good time. 4 minutes 23 on Village is just like beyond fast. Like I don't see anybody really beating this. Like.
Yeah, that was a good old time, and what I'd say there is that when they took the gold, their spawn time and the kills associated with the gold, their spawn time was so in their favor that there was no coming back from it.
Well, I mean, the allies were just so aggressive, and you are seeing the experience. We saw it on the first map. No, we saw it on Frostbite, where they were really aggressive on a certain stage based on that spawn time. And I only think that ROZ has 1 gear. Like, on defense, they sit back. You said it on Tavern, they don't push. They just sit and wait. When they were defending the objective on that one of the first rounds, they just sat at South Tower. They don't have another gear. They just sit in defensive positions all the time. And if the spawn time doesn't work well with that, you're going to get destroyed, and that's what we just saw. Like, it doesn't work well with being defensive. You had to push them back, and Flower were just loving it because they were pushing on the spawn time every time. They were pushing basically against no defense on Crypt, so it was perfect.
Yeah, and then if I'm to nitpick, I know he was 1 versus 6. Elsa didn't need to commit at that point. They didn't know where he was, and he could have tried to snipe off that 1 kill on the dock carrier and save the day, but wasn't to be. And we wait on 2 players to ready up, but this looks like the Flower power has been too strong.
And your prediction looks very strong. It looks really good.
Yeah, you know me. You know me, Merl. Chelsea fan. Know everything.
Who's winning the Premiership then?
City.
Okay. Okay.
I forget who. I forget who you support.
Prepare to fight.
Moving on, as I support Newcastle, but it's just because I love them, you know.
Hey, everyone's second team for a while. Here we go. Do ROZ have something left in the tail, or will it be the flower power of the hippie movement to take us on? Fro's double panzer starts it off, and I just can't believe he's landed 2 of those this match. This is 2018. Surely you've seen that shot before.
They just didn't wait. That's what everyone did. They just waited. You might have the first person just steam through, but yeah, like you say.
TWA and fast to pick themselves up some kills. They grab a Gib for their trouble as well. Fro lined up another kill, but you do have H2O charging through. Grenade comes in, and he'll get a revive. And ROZ, with that one speed that they know, which is attack, have collected the flag on their first time of asking. And there is life in this team just yet. Fro is going to come from behind and try and reclaim it for them. But in the meantime, you'll see the Axis respawn. There's a fair amount of time for the allies to get out to that crypt as well, and they'll get a dynamite yellow. This is game on, Merl.
This is definitely game on. Fro has picked up that flag though, and if they don't go back for it, they can just be patient on their push towards crypt, because they have got an engineer, the Axis team. The defuse is definitely a possibility.
Allies recaptured the flag. Fro took out the engineer from the Allied side. Could have spammed it, but the Axis are not getting across to the crypt. There are 2 players coming now, but the dynamite flashing faster and faster. There is ROZ with Raw there still to try and do something about it. TWA is going to get the revive on the engineer, but it's going to be too little too late. Elsa takes out his teammate, and the engineer will not get on it. And now I've seen 5 dynamite kills. As the Allies get that dynamite up, Panzer from Fro is too late, and Raw is running. This has been a disaster for Flower, as Raw is now up at the flag, waiting on reinforcements, and there is a 4-man Allied respawn with the documents, with the gold, to move it through Tavern.
If they lose a 4-minute and 23-second time on Village, they haven't had any defense so far. Everything's been taken on the first push, planted on the first push, picked up the objective on the first push. They need to set up a courtyard defense. Big panic.
Oh! Sorry, Mel.
You're the one. Go for it.
Triple hit from Flower will push in, and now they will chase H2O back. He has that gold, and he is running as fast as his little legs will take him back towards the flag. 1 allied medic is there to reinforce the defense, and the Axis decide they will not chase this out as they wait on the next allied assault. They set themselves up. They're lined up for another Panzer hit, to be honest with you, and they'll wait it up. TWA's MP40 did get themselves 1. Raw is there. H2O is doing what they should have done in the last time, which is cover the 6. There are 3 allied medics. Murky with a double panzer creates a hole in the Flower defense. Fro's double panzer creates a hole in the Axis in the allied attack. As he'll push in. Raw is there. Still 2 players. 1 looking forward, 1 looking back. Reinforcements come, but the allied medic that was with him is dead. And now it's a lieutenant and the medic carrying these docks. The rest of the players are trying to move those Axis bodies, and they have done a good enough job of that to allow H2O to push forward, but there are still 3 Axis there. Power shot from Fro does nothing. I assume he was going to self-kill after that, but he hasn't. H2O has retreated because he has run out of buddies. 55 seconds to go. Merl, where's it going?
This is the last chance they would have had to go spawn. So they've got to go tower. And I'm going to stick with you. I'm going to stick with Flower.
5-man push coming out with it. Here's Fro with the Panzerfaust, but doesn't take down the right player. Documents now moving left towards the stream. He's got an opportunity here, H2O. We're running out of Axis bodies. H2O is going to run under the tower. There's an allied Axis FFE, but too little too late. They're going to move this one away, and ROZ are going to win this game. I do not believe it. They have run it home, and the Flowers wilted too quickly.
4 minutes and 1 second to beat 423. You're gonna be so mad at that. So mad. 423 on a time set on Village is that's good on beach. Like on Village, that's unheard of. Like you rarely ever see for sub 5 minute times ever. Sub 6 minutes. And they might have got a little bit complacent. You know, they might have thought, you know, we've got this. And that first defense on the Tavern just couldn't hold on. It just couldn't hold on at all. So, well. It's a 4-3 to ROZ, right? That's 4-3.
4-3, yeah.
Oh my. Welcome back to RTCW, by the way, Tosspot 4-3.
Yeah, this is great. Let's hope our next match is just as good.